What's up, guys? Welcome back to Time Vision Talks. My name is Eunice, and today I'm joined with
Mamoon.
And Maz.
And our topic for today is passion versus job. So, Maz, hit us off.
It's passion versus job.
Passion versus job.
I would say follow your passion, because sometimes when you're working a job, you feel like you're cooped up. You feel like restricted. So, and when you're doing a passion, you feel like, okay, I love what I'm doing. But I would say follow your passions when you're ready to quit your job, not like when you have nothing. You're gonna try to follow your passions, right? So I would say stick to a job where you feel comfortable, that you have a base, you have like a solid foundations where you can take the risk and jump towards following your passion, because it's not always easy following your passion and making a living or starting making money and all, because it's tough. It's not all passion pays, like in terms of like art, painting. I would say like, yeah, have the base first with like a job that you can start a job, save up, then still give part-time to your passion, try to build that base, that clientele, or whatever.
So
start slowly, like ease your way into it, and then eventually when you're ready to take the jump, then follow it full-time, I would say.
When you said passion immediately, I was gonna say it really depends. I don't think you can just say passion or job. I think there's so many questions you're gonna answer first, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just quickly say passion, because then you made sense after saying that you gotta decide what is your passion,
yeah,
and what is your job. I mean, sometimes the passion is in it's a good trend in that at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you want to follow, and you're good at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes your passion is something that you haven't learned. You need to take your time to learn it,
That's true.
and stuff like that. So if you know that it's going to take you time to learn and stuff, then you don't want to leave your job immediately.
Mhm.
Obviously, you want to keep your job and then work towards your passion.
Well, you're
I know it's
perfecting your passion.
exactly.
Mhm.
It's going to be a little part time at the start, but then eventually you merge into it. I don't think it's a wise idea to just completely jump into passion and just just quit work. I don't think that's a good idea.
It's like you said, like a lot of people nowadays, they don't even know what their passion is.
Exactly.
Like you ask them, like you tell them, like you give them advice, like follow your passion, but they're like, I really don't know what that is. So like, how do you even start looking for what your passion is, what you're truly passionate about?
Exactly. I mean, when I was getting into photography, I was working at a bank, and then I really liked photography, and I was really confused. Just actually agreeing with you, I was confused. I really liked photography, but I didn't know if that was my passion to pursue it as a career initially. Because I like photography, but do I want to do it as a business? A business and photography are completely different things. Yes, you work together, but they're very different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then with time, I think I realized that it is something that I really like doing for a longer period of time.
Mhm.
I don't get tired of it. I could wake up at 1 a.m. to be honest, and I would never do like schoolwork at 1 a.m. Never. I would go to sleep. But for photography, I would actually get up. I would actually look forward to working. So I think
So, like you feel comfortable, you feel happy doing
Exactly.
it regardless of the time, if you're end, like you're drained, and also like
Exactly.
you just love doing it.
absolutely. So I think with that, I spent some time doing that, and with time I started to realize that is something I really want to do. And then that's when you kind of quit your work and then get into your passion. And especially if it's at the early stages, and depending on your situation, again, financial situation, you don't want to just quit work and get that running income and stop the running income and then just completely base it on your passion, which might give you the fruits after 2 years or 3 years or 4 years.
Yeah,
What
because
are
it
you gonna
takes
do for that
forever
time?
to build your passion to make an
Absolutely.
income. Like it takes a while. It's not an instant thing where like you just start your passion. You're like, okay, now the income's gonna come in like the very next day.
Yeah.
So for you, when did you realize it was time to just take it on full time and just leave your job?
I think I started getting sick of my job, to be honest. I think that's when it really happened. Anyway, so basically this was about 2 years ago. I was working. Yes, the job was a little tougher. It was a sales job at a bank, and there was pressure. And one of the things that I realized was I was working so hard, 8 to 5, sometimes even 12 hours in a day.
Oh, wow.
But I was not being compensated for the amount of work I was
So like you're
inputting.
putting a lot of extra time in,
Exactly.
and it's you don't feel like the
Exactly,
the
and
work
then I started realizing there were a lot of people who were running their own businesses around, and I'm not saying it's more comfortable doing that, but they were more free in the
Mhm.
sense that not just financially, just
Schedule.
Exactly, they got more family time, they were better with finances, and there were so many other things that I looked at. So I think that's when this was about a couple of years ago. That's when I realized that okay, this is something that I want to do. I want to be able to run my own business, be compensated for the amount of input that I'm
that you're doing. So
giving
you feel
towards my
like
business.
whatever you
exactly.
give, you want to get something
Like I mean, there was a
equal in
point
return.
I was giving my institution almost 22 million a year. and my compensation was under 6 figures, right? So you question it. Okay, so why am I doing this?
Like you're giving too much, but you're getting almost nothing in return.
I have the ability to organize. I have the ability to schedule. I have the ability to talk to people, and only if I can use that ability with all my clients in a business, how far I can go is only a matter of time.
You realize you have this crazy skill set that instead of giving it to a job, if you give it to your passion, you're gonna get much more return into it, and you have a better schedule into it, more freedom for yourself.
That's exactly what I thought. Yeah.
And that's basically what being an entrepreneur is.
Exactly.
You set up your own schedule, your own effort, and you get from it whatever you give it.
It's scary though at the start.
Yeah,
it is. It definitely is.
Making that decision, merging from quitting your work. Believe me, I don't know. Some people might be easier for people, but I've always worked for the past 10, 12 years since I graduated. I've always worked. So quitting work was a very scary thing. You have this bi-weekly check coming in to your account, and you know that you just gotta go 8 to 5, do your thing, and you can spend your weekends and you have the money, right?
And you feel secure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then quitting was very hard because you're not sure if your business is going to run.
Because you never know where the next income's going to come. You never know when the next month check is going to come or the next week. So it is a bit scary for sure. I remember when I was working like part time, and then it took me almost a year and a half to quit, because I would say I would quit, but every time I went to quit, I was like, okay, no, this income's coming in, and if I quit, I was just scared of taking the leap. Basically, I was just like, will it pay off? Will it pay off? And I was always, wondering. I'm like, okay, no, I'm gonna start to do part time, develop it more, and then sometimes you get into that cycle where like, I'm gonna keep working this part time. You never get out of that cycle. You're like, okay, I'm too scared to take the risk. You know that? So then I felt that, and then one day I just like, okay, if I'm not gonna do it now, I'm never gonna do it, right? So I just took the risk, and then just one way or the other, I just started working more hard, because you have to, right? At that point, you have no choice.
Yeah. You're forced.
You're forced. So once you take away your safety net, then you're like, you don't have anything secure, right?
Yeah.
So then you're like, okay, you have to push forward. You look for opportunities. You work much more harder to get that, because first of all, you love it. Second of all, you have to make an income. So I feel when you take that safety net away, you feel more motivated. You feel more like passionate, I would say, to continue doing it.
I actually completely agree with you. I remember when I was working and I found out that I like photography, and I started thinking that I want to run this as my business. I was not putting enough effort, not because of time. Believe me, I had time at that point. It's just because back of the mind, I know that I'm being paid on a bi-weekly, monthly, whatever basis. I didn't put in enough effort. But the moment I said, okay, tomorrow I'm quitting and I'm leaving this thing to pursue my passion, it just automatically kicked in that pressure, that stress, which is a good stress. Don't get me wrong, it's not something bad. It automatically kicked in. Oh my God, tomorrow I woke up and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get a paycheck this Wednesday. What am I gonna do? So you just start, working towards it. So absolutely, I think sometimes you do need that pressure, that kind of stress to get you motivated.
Just get that safety net away. Now you're like, okay, now I have to do this. You have no choice, right?
Right.
Because the safety net, you'll just fall back. Okay, I'm gonna get paid next week, so I don't need to work as hard.
Exactly.
So before we end up, I just wanted to ask Maz a quick question, because you're in that beginning phase right now where you just graduated. You're not really deciding to get a job right now. You decided to take on your passion full time. How are you feeling right now as you're taking on this first stages?
It's a bit scary, as you said, for sure. Like, cause I had a few opportunities where I'm like, I applied for jobs, but I'm like, when I'm applying, I'm like, do I really want it? What if I get the call back? Should I take it? Like, I'm still in that middle weird phase where I don't know exactly what I want. But I do know I want to take my passion full time and develop a business out of it and continue and work on it full time, as my career. But then you also have that little fear of, if it doesn't work out, what am I gonna do? Right?
But what makes you keep going?
The passion. It's because I love doing it. The love for what I do, like films, photography, and so it motivates me. It gives me that extra boost of motivation, dedication that you have to do this. If you don't do it now, because right now you have the time to fail, right?
Yeah.
You can fail. Failure is good because you learn from it. So then the failure teaches you a lesson, so then you know what to do, what not to do. So if you don't try, you don't fail, you will never know, right? So you have to go out there, give your passion a chance, fail, learn your lessons, learn from it, and continue another route. Just that's what I would say.
That's it, guys. There you have it. My name is Yunus. Thank you for watching this episode of Time Vision, and I was joined with
Mamoon
and
Maz.
And thank you for watching this episode, and we'll get back to you guys later.
Thank you.
Thank you.